This
just be
call is
wondering
now
though.
being recorded.
I just be wondering
Man,
like why. Go ahead.
go ahead, flow with it.
I was just wondering why we still hold on to these things, to religion, as if it is not a form of business. Like don't people see the business behind what is being spread as the gospel? It's $1 million business, almost $1 billion business. There's no goodness coming out of it. They're not saving souls. They're not bringing anybody to any particular place besides a place of they get rich and you stay stupid. Because you can't tell me one practical thing that the church is giving anybody that they can take away from there and utilize in their life besides obey your master. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all some servant ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then I agree with you, bro. I see around here, like, I mean, going to all these, yeah, it is, but that's, like, I see, like, especially here, I see all these huge churches, man, in New York City, man. Like, I sent you some videos of that. I mean, basically, man, going into these churches, huge churches. Like, I'm talking about all these Catholics or whatever they call they cathedrals. It costs a lot of money to build those. It costs a lot of money to maintain those. And these people that are maintaining them, most of these people, man, these people aren't, the people that's donating to them, they ain't Christian people. They ain't Catholic.
They're not religious. They're not religious people.
They're not religious.
They're paying into being a part of what controls society. You got politicians that go to church. They don't abide by any of the rules and regulations of doing good unto all people and, looking out for their fellow man and not coveting their neighbor's wife and shit like that. They don't do those types of things. They do what's best for their pocket, them and their foe and no more. They ain't doing nothing for the betterment of the people that they're supposed to be representing in proxy. So to me, it's just a mockery. It's a show. It's a game, yeah. I mean, like we were saying earlier, like you have all those people that go to the church. Church is the beginning of the class system in America. Like when them Puritans got off the boat in the 1600s, they were the first people to set up, the church system and all these things. And there was a hierarchy, a class system. You got reserved seats for those that are supposedly important in the community and those that donate and give to the church. You got the family of the minister, all of these people in the front, and then you got your regular people that sit up in the back. Everybody else, here you go. But everybody that's somebody, to the community, to that's important to that church. They sit in the front. They got reserved seats. They don't have to be in a rat race with you of like trying to get there on time to get a seat. No, it don't work like that. It's just like a good business. That's it. It's a good business, man.
It is a big, and then they have the best tax breaks too. So why do you think people are still exactly? Why do you think people why they still hold on to? Why do people still go to church for hope? For their hope to why? I mean, after all these years of seeing all this stuff, why do you think people still have an allegiance and the faith and the hope in the church system or the religious system?
Well, the reason why, to me, it goes back to the people that gave it to you. We have to remember that one of the reasons those people were fleeing from England and they were trying to get to a new world was because it was the king had them under the Beanie Siegel rule. You know what I'm talking about? Get down or lay down. There was religious persecution. Like, bitch, you go to church or we gonna kill you. And you go to this church or we kill you. Not like you got an optional going to St. Luke, St. Mark, St. John. Nah, bitch, you go over here or we laying you down. What you gonna do? Lay down. All right.
Yeah.
So those that didn't want that. So when they came over here to the New World, and they set up what they call colonies, they just left the word penal off the front. Penal, penal colonies, because they were nothing but fucking jails. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. They forced religion. onto you. They forced you to go to church because they thought they were socializing you and giving you a better way of life and teaching you how to socialize into what is considered their way of life. You know what I'm saying? So the teacher and the student are never on the same plane within itself. Even when you look at the school hierarchy, the student and the teacher aren't on the same level. So you're in a class situation, you're literally in a class situation right there. Somebody coming to give you something that they feel is better for you than what you already have. So you're looked down upon when they speak to you. So even when you do accept their lessons, they're never going to see you as their equal because they gave you and they taught you what they taught you. So you're always going to be second tier in their eyesight, to their lineage, to however they feel. So it just plays over into the larger game and scheme of the way life goes. When you go to the oligarchies and the patriarchies that have been set up, when you look at the way that royal families that are considered royal families, there's a lot of inbreeding and, things of that nature. Like, they're not going to allow, they don't want their bloodline to go away because they feel like they have an ownership to something because of that.
Yeah, I can see that because there's a lot of people. That's why, like the white supremacists and the white nationalists, they don't want any intermingling. They want to make sure that they keep their race pure, according to them, because they want to keep their class
about that.
There.
Can I say something about that? I don't really think that is about class for them. I think that is about extinction for them. And I honestly think it's about it. I don't, because, I mean, just like they don't want, people intermarriage, interrelation, interracially marrying and having relationships and stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, like, the human race will live. You're really being selfish and not looking at life as in the macrocosm. You're only looking at it through the microcosm of your own experience, not the experience of all life still being able to move forward and live. Because at the end of the day, you can't erase black. You know what I'm saying? You can't erase it off the planet, man. It's been here since the beginning. It's the foundation of all things.
Everything black touched, or the example that I try to give to my daughter is this. Anything that black touches, because when kids are black, but you see black racial kids, most of that dominant gene, the black gene, the melanin is going to be dominant. So the example I gave her was, I got a glass of milk, and I put 2 drops of chocolate in it. 2 little drops. Swirl that around, guess what? We had chocolate milk. Now, if I put more in there, all of a sudden it gets super dark. But that's how it is. Whatever you have, anything with us in it. So that's no way getting around melanin. That's no way getting around color. You're going to have it. You're going to have it no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
But to be as naive and as fickle as to think that a lack or an abundance of melanin makes you better or less than a person, like, you're a person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just because I have darker skin and you have lighter skin don't make you like an animal, a savage, a barbarian, a caveman. It makes you a person that has a lack of melanin. That's why I don't understand the interracial. Like, there's no race. That word is a fucking myth. That's what cars do going around the loop when we watch the Indy 500 and shit like that. You know what I mean? That's a race. When motherfuckers running and they're going through the finish line, that's a fucking race. But people, there's only a human race, man. That's it. There's no, there's the animal kingdom, the humans, the humans, like all that other subdivision by, ignorance. That's for ignorant people.
More to divide, huh?
That's it. Divide, then they conquer. That's the whole purpose of the whole situation. Divide and conquer. That's why I've never understood. There was a time in my life when I understood when I was like, pro-black this and don't do that and don't marry no this. Like, yo, man, like that's a very elementary way of thinking when you look at humanity as a whole. You want life to exist. It does, and that life that exists, no matter what shade that it comes out of you, is still an essence of you. So why are you worried about the complexion of it and worried instead of worrying about the content of who or what that thing is going to be?
Yeah.
You were worried about, I don't want no black grandbaby. What you mean? Like, man, you don't want no grandbabies then, because you know your little granddaughter, all she like is black boys. So you must not want no grandkids because at the end of the day, you're going to have other human beings. Don't look at them as black, white, or Asian, or none of those other little bullshit-ass terms that they try to put people under, like human. As long as they're human and they have qualities that you can accept and appreciate, then what's wrong with building with that other human being in this world? Because, I know a lot of people that I don't like, and most of them black. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that many white people that's out here causing me fucking disdain and fucking pain. It's some of the same motherfuckers that I have to see on a daily basis.
Mhm. Mhm. So what made you come to that conclusion, though? What made you come to the conclusion from going from it sound like an evolution or a wisdom type thing, like when you first started off?
You know what happened? Experiencing life, man. Like going different places and meeting different people of different nationalities and different cultures, and realizing that the only thing that we have, we have a lot of things in common, but what we do have in common is an ignorance of one another outside of the fact that we only see each other from what television has given us. We don't know one another. Once we sit down and we have a conversation and we talk like, dang, like that's why the statements always come up like, you not like the rest of them, or you don't act like everybody else. People say that because their only depiction of you is what their limited fucking view has been. You know what I'm saying? So to them, it's like, oh my God, I've met I can't believe it. And the whole time you're like, what are you tripping about, it? You people. When I met you, I didn't go ape shit. I didn't go like, oh my God, all people are not. But it was an evolution of time because I had roommates from different places and, going to college and shit like that. I met girls that I liked that didn't look like my mama. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, man, so you're telling me because this girl does not look like my mother or my sister or my grandmother that I shouldn't be able to procreate with her, or I shouldn't even entertain the fact of dealing with her. I should only deal with somebody that looked like me. Like that within itself to me was a very small limiting scope of what my life could really produce. I can only do this. That's just like when God put them niggas in the garden. He's like, yeah, you can do everything in this bitch, just don't do this. Like, that ain't fucking everything then, nigga. You lying. You putting restrictions on me, but putting the good shit out there first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a lie. So I couldn't maintain that way of thinking and be a person that looks out for all people. Like, I like everybody. When I meet people that ain't no good, then I get in the title of being ain't no good. I give them the opportunity to let me down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't prejudge the situation. I walk into everything with an open slate, and I meet you where you are. You know what I mean? If you got a nasty, snide attitude, now I'm gonna do my best to try to, smooth that out. But once I see that, if I see that can't be done, then I'm gonna be slick and smooth too. Like, it just is what it is. We're gonna be throwing shade at each other all day. But we're gonna mirror each other. Absolutely. And because when you do that with people, when you're able to show them themselves, they tend to either, if it's an action that they don't like, they're going to stop the shit. If they're going to stop the shit, they'll end up doing something else and not doing that shit again, or they'll just say fuck it and be an asshole about it. So I normally mirror. That's a practice that I've been doing for a long time. I meet people where the fuck they are. Like, if you crunk, I'm crunk. If you calm, I'm calm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a guy, man. Some of the top salespeople, that's what they do. Top salespeople, they mirror the client. If they crying, I'm crying. If they leaning in, he leaning. I mean, that's communication, but that's smart.
That works. Yes, it's a communication. It's a communication technique. But it also lets people know that you're hearing what they're saying and you're taking them into account. So, like, you choose your words, man. Like, you have the opportunity to choose your words wisely. You can say something hurtful or you can say something empowering. Just choose your words wisely. That's all. Everything don't have to be a fuck off or a fuck you. Some things can just be, talked about, spoken about, and taken care of.
Gotcha. So
people think when you check them, people think that when you check somebody, people think that when you checking somebody, like you checking them to try to make your ego feel good. Like, what's wrong with being like, yo, let's talk about it? Like that doesn't happen anymore among men. People think that when you say, man, let's talk about it, like they want to fight or something. Like, no, that's not. That's the elementary ass way of living among human beings. That's what you do when you're a child, when you don't know how to communicate. But when somebody come to you and be like, yo, man, I've been wanting to talk to you, man. Let's talk about what happened with such and such. You shouldn't be defensive now. You should be like, okay, let's talk about it. Now, if they get aggressive and you feel defensive, then meet them where they at. But don't walk into it with like, what's happening? Like, with this aggressive ass bravado, like you some kind of unbeatable ass motherfucking machine or something. Like, bitch, you get hurt like that. You get hurt like that in the world.
Yeah. So going back, man, let me ask you this. So what do you think this addiction comes from, this addiction to religion? What do you think that comes from?
It comes from our parents. They were also given the same thing in the same position of being like, when you live in my house, you're going to do what I say. You know what I'm saying? That's been the ultimatum in our household for forever. So if your mom and dad were Jehovah's Witnesses, you were the Jehovah's Witness. If your mom and daddy were Baptist, you were Baptist. If they were, American Methodist Episcopal, that's what you were. Like, that's just what it is. African, Methodist Episcopal. Like, you were going to follow the traits of your family. If they were Muslim, you Muslim. Like, these were not things that you had to go out and learn on your own, so they were given to you. And being given to you in the form, in the nature that they're given to you, with the emotion that comes behind it, everything in church is emotional. You know what I mean? So that's also a part of the addiction. Like, it has you in a vulnerable place where they play upon your emotions and your sensitivities. You know what I mean? Like, the call to Christ, there's always this music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? This transit type music, where they're evoking an atmosphere after somebody's just finished telling you about hell and damnation if you don't give your soul to Christ, and then you have this decision to make. The doors of the church are open and this is your opportunity to come and give your life to the Lord, and He can save you and help you get to this, that, and another. Like, it's an emotional ploy on you. It's all a play on your emotions. And people get emotionally tied to things that make them feel. It doesn't have to be good or bad. But things that make you feel, people are addicted to them. Now, I say that, and I'm going to give you an example. Like, why do you think amusement parks are so, famous and worldwide? Because people want to feel. And there's an adrenaline rush that comes with those things. And the same thing happens on Sunday mornings and Wednesdays or whatever the doors of the church are open. They go there for that adrenaline rush. They go there for that feeling. It's almost like a drug, like somebody that smoke, drink, shoot up drugs. Like, they go there for that feeling. They're addicted to it because it's what makes them feel better about the decisions that they don't make in their own lives. They can go there and blame it on somebody else and say, well, God must not want me to have it. Nah, you don't want yourself to have it because you're not doing the things that it takes to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You're addicted to you're addicted to throwing off your responsibility. Because that's what that is to me. Accepting someone else as the reason for you being able to do is a deflection of responsibility. I'm no genius. I took psychology in college, Like, and I understand that Like, we are really under a psychosis when it comes to that religion. Because if Allah or Jesus or Yahweh or any one of them other motherfuckers was coming to save somebody, like, we have read the history of the things that have transpired just on this continent alone. If God wasn't coming around this bitch in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 40s, in the 30s, in the 20s, we don't have it as bad as those people. So what the fuck are we crying and complaining about, my G? He didn't save none of them. They were hung from trees and hunted like dogs, and you know what I'm saying? Like, by dogs. Like, what are we talking about? Why are we complaining? What are we crying or going to Jesus for now? These motherfuckers that sacrifice their lives, they the sacrifices that have laid down the lives in the past for us to be where we are, but we serving Jesus? Man. Like, I'm talking real lives here. I'm not talking about no make-believe imaginary motherfuckers. I'm talking about real people hung from trees. Real people shot down with water hoses and shotguns, bitten and eaten by dogs, like hunted like wild fucking animals. All because of the color of their skin or wanting to feel like an equal person in the world. But you telling me God gonna save me, who didn't have to go through none of that shit right there to get to where we are today, to live in this freedom that I have right now. Like, I didn't have to go through none of that, but God gonna save me, but he didn't save none of them motherfuckers. Man, fuck out of here, man. They need to save me.
Think about this, bro. With that whole situation. Think about this. These people, if for instance, if I, again, let's go back to God being the father or the mother of us, right? If my mom and my dad really love me, they're not going to let me go through that. If they see me, if I did something wrong, they're not going to let me get beaten. They're not going to let me get choked. They're not going to let somebody shoot me or hang me from a tree or burn me, anything like that. If God really loves, if the God that you love allows you to go through that, what kind of God is that? You still believing in him? You're a slave.
He doing it to make me better.
And for what? The next life? I mean, for make what better?
Hey,
why did they do to the other person?
Check it out. Every one of their promises is in the afterlife. Every one of their promises is in the afterlife.
Because nobody knows what's going to happen.
There's no promise of the now being better. There's the only promise of the later being better. No promise of the now being better.
You selling your
car,
bro.
suffering right now.
If I stole you a car and say, hey man, you know what? And something was wrong with it, right? One of the man, why is the wheel wobbling? Man, you know what? As soon as you get on the road, that wheel's gonna stop wobbling. Because I'm trying to sell you that car, and as soon as you ride off, that wheel's still wobbling. You come back to man, something wrong with that. Hey man, you already bought it. You're signed to that line. I just need you to buy it. I got what I wanted out of you. So basically, that's what this religion is, man. You're gonna get everything in the afterlife. You're gonna have the street paved with gold. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be that. In the afterlife, what the fuck that got to do with me right now? You know what I'm saying? So that's what they
right,
say.
Man.
That's why people can't. That's why people can't. They don't want to compete with religion because they're telling you this dream. They're backed by God, and they're telling you this dream, and there's no evidence behind it. But you don't want to go against it because you scared something's gonna happen to you when you die and all that shit. I mean, it's a sad saga, man. It's a sad story.
It's funny what you said. Like, the nigga Manny Fresh said some shit in a song one time. Shout out to Manny Fresh because he's a cold nigga, New Orleans nigga. You should see him every week right there in the Marriott. But he said, if you sell a bitch a dream bigger than life, and she'll stick around for the shopping spree. All right? Like, that is exactly what religion is doing to you. They're promising you something only on the back end. To wait to see if you're going to get it. It's a wait to see if it's going to happen. Now, you have a lot of track record of some people in your own personal lives that you know have lived and believed and died as believers that did not see the dispensation of what they believed come to pass. So why would you, in your own still living, breathing, understanding life, continue on the path that you watch them die in and never get the fruit of their labor from?
Exactly. Like you said, they've been conditioned. That's that condition.
Bro, we are conditioned to it. Like, most of your churches come off of motherfucking what used to be fucking plantation land anyway. Farmland, nigga. The spirit of the plantation is still there, where they're teaching you to dumbing you down, making you docile, controlling your actions, your thoughts, your abilities to be able to actually be viable to the people that you're dealing with on a regular basis. It is not like most churches aren't viable in the communities that they're in. They're only taking from the community. They're taking their money. They're doing whatever it is they're doing personally, and they're not helping anybody in the community. There's nobody getting help from the community. There's nobody getting, they don't have programs set up to help people in the community. There's no outreach programs for the communities that they serve or that they're robbing. They just getting money. They just like drug dealers. I would say close the doors on all of them motherfuckers, because they ain't doing nothing but robbing you blind and selling you some bullshit at the same time. Like, I'm telling you, man, crack and religion, bro, they're like the biggest hallucinogens ever sold to us in the world, bro. Crack and Jesus, bro.
To the black community specifically. Two things
we bought
into
it.
Crack
we bought into that shit wholeheartedly. Crack and Christ, nigga.
Yep. So that should be a book right there.
Say, bro.
Crack and Christ.
I'm proud of you, man. You got great grades. And you did it all by yourself. I didn't help you not one motherfucking time, bro. You didn't ask me for nothing. You didn't struggle. No, none of that shit. Now, I love you for that. I love you for that. I'm proud of you.
Hello?
Shoot, man.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man. My earpiece fell out my ear. My oldest son just came in the room, man. I just got his grades from this year. You know, he's in 8th grade. And he's fucking stuck it.
The oldest one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's stuck it. He going to high school next year. And he didn't get, he's homeschooled.
No help. All by himself.
He's homeschooled. You know what I mean? Everything he does is online. It is not easy. It's constant work. And he did not one time this whole semester allow me the opportunity to help him. I was getting upset with him, thinking that he just did not want my help, but he actually understood what he was doing. He didn't need my assistance, and he didn't fucking bother me at all, man. And I just told him I'm proud of him. He understands the lessons that I teach him with owning your own shit. Owning it, man. It's yours. Do it the right way. You got no excuses. You have all the tools in your hands. Take care of your business. I'm proud of him, man. Wow.
He a little bit more mature though, man. I first met him, he seemed like he was a little bit more older than what he really was mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. Well, he's a reading, understanding kid. You know what I'm saying? He's a big kid. He's a gentle giant, bro. Cause motherfucker 6'4", 250 pounds. You know what I mean? Wearing a size 14, 15 shoe. Yeah, bro.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Big boy, bro.
Yeah, man. But he's very extremely intelligent, man, and real humble, man. Ain't no asshole kid.
Yeah.
Ain't out here on no asshole shit. Not disrespectful, but I don't teach him to say no sir and ma'am to nobody, not even to me. We answer questions yes and no. We're not on no plantations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care who you're talking to. Yes and no. Yes and no suffices, even to your grandparents. You don't owe no ma'ams, no sirs. Yes and no is the proper response to questions when asked. To anyone, no matter what they deem themselves to be.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Be respectful.
No.
Be respectful to your elders.
No. Your elders need to be respectful to themselves. You don't owe them respect. You don't owe them respect. No. You don't even know if they do respect. You can't just be around giving out respect. That's not the way the shit works for me. And I don't teach my kids to do that. Now, if they come to you and they say sir or ma'am to you, that means that they hold you in a high regard, like they would, I guess, their grandmother. That they would say that to if they felt compelled to. But we don't teach them that shit at all. I don't. I tell them in a heartbeat, no, none of that, sir, bro. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Because we're not in the military. We ain't serving to nobody.
Same thing here, bro.
We serving to nobody.
Same thing here, bro. I told my daughter. And that's a Southern thing too.
Absolutely, that's
big time.
Plantation shit, man. I mean, bro, you know, when it came down to classism in America, the Confederacy was the hierarchy, bro. It was the creme de la creme. It was what the North was trying to aspire to be like. It was looked upon as the epitome of what classism was supposed to be. You know what I mean? So that shit is inbred in us to be looked upon and saying sir and ma'am and be submissive and all, bow your head and all that bullshit right there, man. Nah, man, nah. That shit subservient shit. That shit some servant shit. Some slave shit. The only motherfucker that I got to respect, the only motherfucker in this world that you really got to respect is when you go to court. You know what I mean? Your honor, nigga. The rest of these motherfuckers is yes and no.
You say your honor, huh? You gotta tell him, nigga.
He got power.
I'm gonna say your honor right now. He got real power.
Yeah, what was you talking
your
about?
Honor? Yeah,
yes, sir, your honor. Or yes, ma'am. Your honor, whatever it is, your honor.
Well, you gotta throw both of them on that. Yes, sir, or no, sir, no, ma'am, or whatever. Your honor. You gotta put double on that. You gotta stroke that ego. When you can call them whatever you want.
On their name, nigga. When you in front of them, you gotta call them what they call themselves. I ain't playing no game in my life, nigga. I've been in that position before. You don't play no game with them people, boy. They own you.
Your honor, yes, sir. Better smile at their ass or whatever. You don't want to be Hurricane Carter, nigga.
Yes, the boss. Yes, the bossing up there.
Shit, man. Let's wrap this thing up, bro.
You know, for real. It's addiction, man, and we need to, get off the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And start easing our way away from the Sunday morning fix. You know, you get more value out of spending quality time with your family during that morning. You know what I mean? Y'all maybe going out to a park, taking a family walk, maybe fixing breakfast, and everybody getting involved. You know, if you don't have kids, maybe just laying there and having some great sex, communing with your spouse or loved one, for real. You know, like not just some quick feeds, get out my face type shit, but like learning how to communicate with one another. You get more out of that. Spend time out meditating on what it is you're looking forward to accomplishing and what you want to do. Like, you get more value out of those things. Research information towards the goal you're trying to achieve. Because praying to God, nigga ain't giving you no goddamn answers. If you hear voices, bitch, you crazy. I want you to think about this, man. When you pray anyway, any form of prayer you want to say that you do it. When you pray in general, who hears you? You hear you, right? That's the only person that's listening is you. So why do you think that the answer for anything or that you're searching for out there comes from anywhere else besides the person that's listening when you speak, which is you? That answer got to come from out of you. Like, learning is an excavation process. Like, you're digging away the bullshit to get to the shit that you need. That's why I wonder why we're still on the elementary shit of Christianity and Islam or Judaism or any of it. Like, it's elementary in the aspect of, like, there's stories to help you cope with yourself. But once you understand yourself, you don't need anything to help you cope with you. You don't need anything because you live with you every day. And once you learn how to deal with yourself, find out what your triggers are so that you don't get triggered by those things anymore. Find out ways to direct your energies in the right way because your energy is going to go wherever you direct it to. You know, like if you use it and utilize it towards something that you can actually do, then you're going to be able to get those things. You know, you can create those things, man. That's not impossible. But you have to physically do some things besides ask for them. You just believe in God, only believe, just pray about it. Like, There are some tangible physical things that you have to do in order to get things to manifest in this life. And religion does not give you a plan to execute. They give you hope and enthusiasm and faith, none of which produce actual things that you're trying to get in the physical world.
That's good talk, bro. Well, man, we're going to do this. So we're going to have to do a part 2 to this one. Because there's a lot more stuff that I'm...
Absolutely,
absolutely. In terms of, like, we got to do another part 2 to this one because there's a lot of... Well, that, and also, man, so because we got a lot more stuff that we want to give to these people. So, anyway, man, so part words, man, what do you want to say with them before we roll out?
Just want people to embark on their own journey and don't be afraid to step away because of what people may say or how they're going to look at you or how they're going to view you. Because there's going to come a time when that freedom and liberty, they're going to have a respect for it and see a reason why you did it on the back end. Only be happy with what you're doing. Don't worry about them. Do what you're supposed to do. And the justification for your actions come out and play over time. Because they're going to have a different type of and level of respect for people that see things before they actually happen. Some of us have sight. Some of us have vision. You know? And it's necessary to just get away from things earlier than later. And now it's imperative that we just grow up past some things. You know, that's it, man. Just grow up past some things.
We'll catch y'all on the second taping, man. We'll see y'all later.
Peace, love, and light.